Hello guys, someone from this side back again with new tutorial video. In this video we are going to learn about the two most important widgets of Flutter. One is SizedBox and other is Container. So let's start the video. In the last video we make that part of the screen to learn about the state and context. Now from that video we will make some decent widget so that it will be looking good, because I know that is looking somewhat weird. Okay, so what I done here, I just minimize the terminal so that it will be looking good, and after that let's learn about the SizedBox at first. So when we should use SizedBox, before that just remove all the things, otherwise you will be get confused about the existing codes and my new telling one. So let's know about the first widget of today's video, that is SizedBox. So what is SizedBox? Just like you want to make a block of widget, and in that block you want to fit some of the content, but you make sure that the block is used for defining only height and weight and nothing. So for in that case particularly you should use SizedBox. So how to use SizedBox? So in that way we can use the SizedBox and we can give it a width. So for checking if it is working or not, I give it a width of half of the screen and give it a height of 300. Okay, and in the SizedBox there is width and height, and there is also a parameter named as child, and here I write high SizedBox. If I hot reload it here you can see it is showing very much in the small form. So what we can do, we can make the SizedBox in the center of the parent scope, or in that case center of the widget, so that it will be looking good. Okay, so it is showing SizedBox. So SizedBox is only used for making a block that having only width and height. So if you hover it, so here you can see, just ignore that key, I will tell you what is key. So it is very much common in every of the widget, so you can ignore as of now, I will tell you later. So it has widget, it has width, height and child. So beside that there is no other parameters. So if you have the intent of using width and height, just use SizedBox. Okay, now through the SizedBox you can colorize a block. You don't make the corner as bent, you don't make a gap from the screen both sides, from the left, right or top or bottom. To solve that problem, the widget comes into the picture, that is container. So we use last video the container. So what we can do, container have all the property that the SizedBox has. SizedBox has the facility of defining width and height, container also has that. But why the container is special? So if I say in a single line, container is a superset of SizedBox. SizedBox only giving you the facility of defining manual width and height. Container with that facility of SizedBox giving you the ability to color a block of widget. So I give it a color and reload it, and you can see here, even in that blocks you can see the text is showing at the top left. And one more thing, in any of the block of Flutter, by default the child item of that block will be show at the top left. You have to customize to look it according to your choice, but by default it will be show at the top left of the parent scope. Okay, so I want to make it center. So how can I make it center? In the container there is a parameter named as alignment. So we have to make alignment dot center, and if we hot reload it here, it is showing center. Even there is a parameter named as box decoration. Okay, so here in the box decoration we can use many things, but I want to show you a common mistake that every Flutter developer do in their beginning. If I now hot reload it after writing only the box decoration, you can see a error is arrived. What it is saying, when you want to use decoration under the container, you can't use color outside of that decoration. You have to use color inside of the decoration if you want to use the decoration. If you don't use the decoration in your that widget, you can use the color just like other parameters. But if you want to use the decoration, you have to use the color under the decoration. Now if I want to hot reload it, you can see the error is gone and it is showing very much easily. Okay, so now you can ask here why we should use color under the decoration, because the color outside the decoration is working totally fine. The box decoration is a powerful widget that giving you a facility of customizing a block. We want to make it the corner circle, so for that we can use the border radius parameter under the box decoration, and we can use border radius dot circular, and here I can give the border radius as 20. Hot reload. Here you can see the border radius is showing. Even we can use our manual border. So how can we do that? Border. So here you have to write border dot all, and you can give a color here, so that the color will be, I give a color of orange. I know that will be little bit weird, but let's manage it. And we can make a hot reload at first. And here you can see there is a teeny border of orange. So what we can do, we can increase the width or the thickness of the border. So what we can do, we give a width in the double in a double data type. Okay, so you can use as a integer or double. By default it will take double. Okay, so it is, the border is getting thickness by a bit. So what we can do here, we can use a very much thick border so that you can watch it perfectly, and you can see the border thickness is very much. Okay, beside that we can do one more thing, we can add box shadow of that particular block. Okay, so how can we do that? We can use box shadow under the box decoration, and box shadow accept list of box shadow widget. So we give a list, and if you want to specify that list type of a specific widget, what you have to do, we have to give the widget name here in that way. So okay, so in that way you can specify the type of any variable or any of the widget or any of the list. Okay, but if you not use it, that will be considered dynamic. Just remember one thing, in Flutter, if you not declare a variable type, just like here you declare the variable type as int, and if you not declare the variable type, if you don't want to specify, you can use the keyword var, and here you can see, you can write anonym, just like anonym, and if you just give here a string, that variable will be considered as a string. If you give it a boolean value, just like false, it will be considered as a boolean. Okay, and if you want to declare that variable without specifying the type of the variable, it will be declared as dynamic, and that declaration without initialization is not very much good, because that will be leads to the null safety. That's a very much biggest problem in Android development and in the mobile app development as well. Okay, so you can remove that as of now. So under that box shadow, what we have to do, we have to make a box shadow widget, and here we can give the offset. So what is the offset? Offset is in which direction the shadow will be appear. So I want to show the shadow in the horizontal direction of 1 and vertical direction towards the downside of 1. Let's see what happened. Here you can see a black border is showing very much deeply. So we want to make it somewhat decent. So we give it as a spread radius is 5 and blur radius as 3. And you can see it is showing in very much deep form. So what we can do, we can change the shadow color as well. So how can we do that? We have to give color and colors dot black 12. So okay, so a decent border is showing here. So if you don't show it clearly, I can make a somewhat deeper border here. So okay, so that's how the border is showing here. So if you want to increase the blur radius to 10, the amount of blurriness is also increased, and if you increase the split radius about 8, so that will be split in that radius. Okay, that will be spread in that radius. Okay, so you can add as much as box shadow in this list as you want. Okay, in that box decoration we can use a special widget named as gradient. So gradient actually representing if you go here, it actually representing that gradient class. It is an abstract class. We can use is child class. So let's see what is child class. In that way you can go through the Flutter library code and explore that. Okay, so there is a child method that also inherited that gradient abstract class. So we can use linear gradient. So if we want to use linear gradient, and we have to provide the colors, here it take the list of color. If we don't specify any list type, that will be by default dynamic. So if we so in the linear gradient, when we provide color that in a list, we have to provide at least 2 color. Without adding at least 2 color, it will be give you error. So I give it a color of green, and here the light version of green, that is light green accent. Okay, if I hot reload here you can see. So just notice one more thing here. If you use both color and gradient in a container block, what happen? The gradient will replace your color. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. You can't reflect 2 of the effect at the same point of time. Okay, so this is showing the linear gradient. Even in the linear gradient, you can just like it is starting from the left and going to the right, you can switch to that from up to the down. So how can we do that? So you have to give it a comma and you have to write begin. So let's see what is the type of that. It is type of alignment. So just a minute. Alignment of top center, and that will be aimed at the bottom center. Okay, and if we hot reload it, as you can see, it is starting from the top center and ending as a bottom center. Okay, so that's about some of the parameter or some of the properties of container offer. There is many more than that's of the parameter. This is about the 10 or 15% that container can offer. Once we go further throughout the videos of that series, we will explore more on that. Eventually when we make more projects in this series, we can see more properties of the container. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope you love this video. If you love this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. The next video of the tutorial is coming very soon. Stay tuned for that. Have a nice day. Bye.